Have you ever said, I'm working on it? You're actually not working on it. You're actually procrastinating. Now, just stay with me and let me explain. My name is Doug Dane, and I want to create a place online where you get real advice that works for succeeding and living your best life. It's noisy out there. It's confusing. And so here's a daily tip from my book, Mistaken Identity, designed to help you let go of your fears and stop hiding and start living. And in this case today, stop procrastinating. So here's what I mean. Your mistaken identity gets you confused and likes to keep you confused. We're mistaken about a lot of things. We're definitely mistaken about how we see ourselves, how we view ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, how we perceive our capabilities and what's possible for us. And of course, we're into a habitual way of thinking and a habitual set of beliefs that rule how we operate. And so this idea of I'm working on it is an example. So I was talking to someone this morning, and I was just giving them some advice and some coaching. And they said, I'm working on it. I said, no, you're not. And they go, what do you mean I'm not? I said, well, actually, when you say you're working on it, what you're really doing is deferring, all right? What you're really saying is, I'll work on that later. You're also eroding your self-confidence by saying that, because you make it sound like you need to work on it. I said to them, you don't need to work on anything. You just have to decide that this is the new deal. So don't say I'm working on myself. If there's an area where you need to improve, don't say I'm working on it. Say this is the new deal. This is me. Affirm this is the way I now operate. This is the way that I think. This is the way that I believe. Now, your mistaken identity is going to want to trip you up and get you to go back to the default. And so you have to, every day, you might have to do that. Nope, this is the new deal. This is the way I'm operating. This is the decision I'm making. Give yourself a command and try to follow it. Give yourself a command and try to follow it. So when you say you're working on it, you're actually putting things off. And procrastination, what it does is it erodes your self-worth, because it's frustrating. You know that you should be doing something, or you're running these scenarios in your mind, and you keep thinking about it, and you get, should I do this or should I do that? You get all these doubts, and that creates lots of worries, and all these things are going on in your head, and that's frustrating for you, because nobody likes to feel confused. Nobody likes to be a procrastinator. Nobody likes to be indecisive. But don't forget, you didn't really learn to be decisive. You probably weren't taught how to make decisions. But we have to start learning how to make decisions quickly. Just with whatever information you've got, just start making decisions right on the spot. Now, your old way, your mistaken identity wants you to think about it, wants you to ask people's opinions, wants you to maybe do some research. You don't need to do that. You got to start trusting your true self, your other self, your authentic self. Just make a decision. Don't say I'm working on it. You're implying that you have to work on you. You don't have to work on you. You don't have to fix yourself or anything like that. You have to work on changing some behaviors, and that's a work in progress. And that takes a bit of time and a bit of practice. So we really got to kind of lighten up on this. So don't say, just drop these words, I'm working on it. If I suggest to you, hey, I think this is something that you should maybe change or do differently or improve, say, Doug, I'm doing it. Don't say I'm working on it. Don't procrastinate. Don't defer. Don't put off your best self and your best life. And definitely don't listen to this mistaken identity, because he or she, they or them, doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. All right? You know what you're talking about. Trust yourself. If you keep following these well-worn habitual ways of operating and going down a certain this path, the road really doesn't change all that much, and you just continue to be frustrated, and you're stuck on the same road, the same path for a long, long time. But when you start making decisions and acting right away, you start believing yourself. Even if you make a mistake, that mistake will cause a course correction and another set of decisions you have to make. You just keep making one decision after another, little decisions, one after another, one after another, one after another, which accumulate into a series of little decisions, which ultimately creates a big decision or a big change in your life. And you're just going to feel better about yourself, and you'll be a lot more confident. Listen, if you're struggling to get ahead, it's a case of your mistaken identity. My book guides you to let go of your mistaken beliefs and stop trying to fix yourself. When you free yourself from your mistaken identity, you feel better about yourself, and then everything in your life gets better. And you definitely deserve better. Make no mistake.